What is up, Bunny Nation? It's me, Faith, and Moliminous here to bring you guys another synopsis of the next episode, which is entitled Scrolling Up the Times They Are Changeling. This is episode 16 of season 6. By the way, the synopsis is just the details of the episode before it airs. On recording, we just finished 28 pranks later, which was pretty good. The animation, I'm not sure if anyone else noticed it. It just felt higher quality. Maybe it was a different color correction they were using. Everything was a lot darker than it normally is, and it just felt more detailed. It just popped more. Maybe it's because the contrast between the dark colors and then the rainbow, and the colors of the rainbows were muted, but they were muted in a way, I don't know, it just all visually looked very good. Story-wise, it was okay. I mean, there's a lot of questions that I have, which you guys probably already know if you've seen the Everything's Wrong With or the review, whichever one you've seen. By the way, if you haven't seen those, go see them. But if you're seeing this as it goes up, then they're probably not out yet. They will be out later. Anyways, this is the Changeling episode that we've seen before, the previews of, where Spike finds a Changeling, and yes, so this is as follows. Spike travels with Twilight and Sunburst back to the Crystal Empire to visit Flurry Heart, only to discover that the entire empire is in a panic due to the reported presence of a changeling. So obviously in some sort of instance, Spike gets in trouble in which a changeling is the one who saves him. So the entire empire does know that there's a changeling, so they know that there's one, and that's the thing. This is pretty much like the McCarthy trials, or the Red Scare, all that stuff, because people are so afraid of a changeling since it could be anyone. I'm sure there's a lot of friend turning on friend, family turning on family, and that's the problem. They're so afraid that the person that they're talking to could be the changeling, because to be fair, the Crystal Empire, though not being directly affected, Cadence and Shining Armor's wedding was in Canterlot. So, I mean, it's not like the Crystal Empire hasn't had hardships. It was frozen for 1,000 years. All these citizens are 1,000 years old? We kind of don't really touch on that. They're probably scared to death of having their kingdom destroyed yet again. I mean, it's been almost destroyed so many times since it just came back alone. We had the wedding, the christening, which almost destroyed them. So they're probably on edge as it is. So I guess I can understand their irrationality when it comes to being afraid for their lives and things like that. So it kind of makes sense. It's still like the Red Scare, all that stuff, it's still like that. But it's, this is going to be interesting because this is the first time. We've had plenty of fanfics that are like this. We've seen so many times when in the fanfics where the changelings come back, where they make peace, where something happens to incorporate them, because it's such an interesting concept that was never touched upon. We've only seen changelings a handful of times, and we've never actually touched on the fact that they are an entire race, and that essentially what Equestria is doing is the very definition of racism. It's barring access to the country, barring access to goods, based upon their unchangeable, uncontrollable race. Something that those people have no control over. And they feed off of love. So here's the thing. Wouldn't it be beneficial for changelings to make the citizens love them rather than fear them? That's just my thought. If you could convince the citizens to love you as such a race as the ponies, who were just their entire motif is to love and tolerate, you would think that it would be beneficial for the changelings to just go say, hey, we're going to befriend you, we're going to be nice to you, and in return, you're just naturally going to give us love, which will sustain us. I don't know if they need food. Maybe they'll touch upon that. Maybe they'll touch upon a lot of things that we've had in the fandom that we've been wondering about concerning changelings. Are there multiple hives? Is it just that one hive of changelings that exists in the entire world, or is there multiple hives? Is Chrysalis truly the only one? queen, or is there another set of queens out there? What, do they need normal food, or do they substantiate their entire existence on love itself? What do they do when they're not in Ponyville and other equestrian cities? Are they constantly in there? Can they store love and give it to the hive? Otherwise the entire hive would have to be scattered, and it wouldn't be much of a hive at that sense. Do they have a hive mind? How was Chrysalis made? Was Chrysalis an ascended changeling? Are there different changelings that are male and female, or does Chrysalis give birth to every changeling? They might not touch on that one, but that is, there are so many questions. There's just a few of the questions that I can think off the top of my head that people have for, the entire changeling race. So there's a lot of things that could be touched upon. Will they be touched upon? I don't know. We'll have to wait for the episode to come out of her further previews that may touch upon that. As always, guys, I've been Faith or Moliminous. Let me know down below what you guys would want to know about changelings. Are you excited for the episode? Will you guys be watching it on the stream? This one comes out the 20th, so this is like a week before we'll be back on the main Moliminous channel. Anyways, guys, it's been Faith and Moliminous. Peace to them out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Woo!